Today, we're diving into a really powerful book called How to Be an Adult in Relationships by David Richo. It's this incredible blend of psychology and spirituality, and it gets right to the heart of one of life's biggest challenges: how to build a partnership that's actually, healthy and fulfilling. Richo kicks things off with this absolutely beautiful idea. He says love isn't just a single feeling. It's this whole field of infinite potential. It's a journey that we're all pulled toward. It's really the ultimate adventure. But let's be real. If love holds all this amazing promise, why does it so often bring so much pain? Why do we get stuck in the same ruts, feeling hurt and confused in the very thing we want more than anything? That's the central mystery Richo helps us unravel. He looks at this whole thing as a kind of universal quest. We are all searching for real, authentic love. But the problem is, we keep getting tripped up by these invisible patterns that we just repeat over and over again, from one relationship to the next. To really get this, Richo gives us this super vivid metaphor. He says that a lot of the time in our adult relationships, it's not actually two adults talking. No, it's more like two inner children tugging at each other, trying to get their partner to finally fix the wounds from their past. The idea is that all those things we needed but didn't get as kids, real attention, acceptance, a feeling of safety, they don't just go away. They get sort of frozen inside us in what he calls a cryogenic laboratory, just waiting for our adult partners to come along and accidentally trigger them. So, how in the world do we break out of these patterns? Well, this is where Richo gives us the goods. He introduces a core framework for what he calls mindful loving, a set of 5 keys that can unlock a totally different, more conscious way of connecting with someone. He calls these the 5 A's. And here's the beautiful part. They are the 5 essential gifts we all needed as children to build a healthy sense of who we are. And in this perfect bit of synchronicity, they're the exact same things we need to give and receive as adults to create real intimacy. So what are they? Okay, first up is attention, truly being seen and heard. Then there's acceptance, being loved for who you are, warts and all. Third is appreciation, feeling genuinely valued and cherished. Fourth, we have affection, that warmth, that loving touch. And finally, number 5 is allowing, having the freedom to just be yourself. Okay, so once you have these 5 keys in your toolkit, the next step on this journey is to turn inward. You have to face the past. Because to build a loving future, you first got to heal the very wounds that are secretly sabotaging your best efforts. And the main tool for this kind of healing is a concept he calls mirroring. Now, what that means is having someone, originally it should have been a parent, see your feelings and then reflect them back to you with validation, not judgment. It's a thing that tells a kid, hey, your inner world is real and it's okay. And here's a perfect example from the book that just lays it all out. You see the mirroring response, it validates the child's fear, it builds trust, it teaches them their feelings are manageable. But the shaming response, that just creates this deep self-doubt and teaches the child that their feelings are fundamentally wrong. The difference is night and day. So this leads us to a really tough but super important question we have to ask ourselves. Am I putting this huge, unconscious burden on my partner to give me the validation and the mirroring that I never got as a kid? It's a heavy question, for sure, but just answering it honestly is the first step toward taking charge of our own healing. All right, so once we start healing our past, we run into the next big boss battle, confronting what Richo calls the neurotic ego. Now, this isn't your whole self. It's that part of you that's driven by all those old fears and defenses. And it is the #1 enemy of real intimacy. Richo gives us this really handy acronym to spot this ego in action. FAC. It's fueled by F for fear, the fear of not getting what we want. A for attachment, clinging to how things should be. C for control, that need to manage others. And E for entitlement, that feeling that the world just owes us something. And this neurotic ego can show up in a couple of different ways. You've got the arrogant ego, which is loud, demanding, always has to be right. And then there's the flip side, the impoverished ego, which plays the victim, always feeling helpless and hard done by. Do you recognize either of those? Maybe in yourself or someone else. But listen, the goal here is not to destroy your ego. That's not it at all. It's about transforming it. It's about helping that scared, controlling part of you evolve into a healthy, strong self that can face life's challenges with courage, not with fear and demands. So when we actually do this work, when we heal our past and transform our ego, we finally become capable of true commitment. And we're not just talking about staying together. We're talking about reaching a much deeper, more conscious, more awake form of love. Richo maps out the whole journey in 3 phases. We all start in romance, right? It's wonderful, but it's mostly fantasy. Then comes the tough part, conflict. This is where our egos and the messy reality of life collide. And this phase is not a sign that you're failing. It's a necessary fire you have to walk through to get to the final stage, commitment. That's where 2 whole, authentic people can finally meet in a state of what he calls egoless love. And what's so amazing is that the prize at the end isn't just a happier relationship for you. By doing this inner work, we develop what Richo calls an awakened heart. Our ability to love just expands, and it ripples out beyond our partner, actually helping to heal the world around us. Now, this path isn't about creating some fantasy life with 0 problems. Richo's a realist. The goal is to build the inner strength, the humor, the ease, the generosity, to handle the inevitable roughness of life together as true partners on the same team. So in the end, the whole journey isn't about finding that perfect person or trying to fix the one you're with. It's about your own transformation. It's about you. And so the book leaves us with this one final, essential question to ask ourselves day in and day out. Are you getting better at loving?